Okay, another really important subject. In fact, I didn't thought we'll do a special part for this one, but in fact we are. Cameras, axis. It's very important to know and manipulate your cameras. So most of them can have a camera. Let me take the example here. Okay, this is let's take the tuto for example here, and see, it's by default. Some have more. It's have 8 different cameras that you can choose. But I can choose it because here I say I'm the owner of the camera. And let me do that here. You have a button to display the camera, the axis, to display the axis to be more precise. So here are my cameras 0 to 7. So if I do owner, my which shows this cube, have his own cameras. So here I have a TK here, which have also his own camera. So I can change. I can change the camera independently. Let me see what's going on. Tagada, sorry. We'll go. See, they have it's have its own camera, and so it have its own 8 cameras, and I can control independently the camera from my TK, and I can control the camera for my tutobu here. But there is other ways. You can decide that for example, my tutobu will have no camera. When you have no camera, it takes the previous camera in the render chains, and here TK1 have a camera. So when I change the camera or manipulate the camera, we'll see how in TK1 I'm doing the same thing in tutobu, because tutobu use the same camera. In fact, I can even do worse or better. I'm gonna say no camera here, and FBO diff have his own camera. So when I'm changing the camera here, I'm changing the camera for the 2 next in the rendering chain, because they're using the current camera. So here FBO diff have his own owner camera. He own it. Let me display the axis for this camera. So I change it. So when I change it, I change automatically the camera for all the blocks later. That's a choice. Or I can say no, in TK1 I'm gonna have my own camera, and in tutobu I'm gonna have my own camera, and then I can manipulate the camera separately. There is one last thing. Let's say that tutobu have no camera, so it takes the current camera, and let's say that TK1 have this one in the middle, the once. Once make you able to change the camera just for this one, and the rendering chain is not affected. So here the tutobu still gets the FBO camera. It's like if this one was off. It's just for once. It's just for this object. In fact, it's kind of nice because you can have no camera, and I don't see it. Perhaps it's a problem of camera. It can come from a lot of things. I can go to once just to change it for one. Sorry, I can change it to once just to change it, see what's going on, why I have this, manipulate the camera, and go back to none. So once, it's just I use the camera once, and then, but I don't change the current camera in the rendering chain. And it's very it's important to understand this, because when you want to see, okay, tutobu here have no camera, so I have to go to a previous one. TK1 have is one's camera, so no camera in fact for tutobu. So the camera is the camera from FBO diff. So when I change the camera, it changed the camera of tutobu. So it's the way you want to work depends. If you want object to have the same camera, just say no, like this. You have one camera and it controls everything. So here I have one camera which controls everything. Or you want it by object, and so you do owner, and so you can change it, manipulate, change camera, layers by layers to say. say another way. So it's a multi-camera. It's up to you. There is no good ways. It's depend what you want to do. So it's a camera selector is here. Here you have the button to see the axis or not, so you can see the axis of this. So let me go back here, remove the axis of this and remove the axis of this. So we will just see the axis of this one. Okay, so we have this and we have the selector. It's a selector as usual. If I quickly go out, I can use mix, max, slide, dialog, same thing. Selector is like a slider. We have all the standard manipulation. So how you change a camera, this is really important. To change a camera, first you have to make sure that here this thing is green and say camera, because if it's like this and I try to click, it's middle button. Sorry, but before, no, sorry. Let's talk a little bit about the camera selector. When you click, you change the selection. If you control click, you write to. That means that, let me remove that, it will be more simple. Let's see, oh, I like this camera here, and I'm gonna change it to do this, and if I do control click, I'm just putting in 2. It's a little like the preset. So now in 7, but I can change it. In 7 I have this one, in 2 I have this one. So when you do a control click, it takes the current camera and put it somewhere. So let's go back, and here I'm gonna see this rotating. I go here, change it a little bit, put it down, and I do control click. So now it's on 2. So control click, right 2. You can also copy and paste, you know, control, I do stuff, and okay, I go back to 2 and control V. Sorry, what did I do? Control C, control V. Yeah, that works. And you can also decide that you're not gonna touch a camera anymore. That, you know, you set a position and you really like it and you want to keep it. So you just do control shift click, sorry, here, and see it became red. And now I can't manipulate this camera anymore. And when I try, see, it's like this cam lock things tell me it's locked. So let's lock all of these or unlock as we wish. Shift click, double click. Sorry, we seen it. Double click, for example, let's take this one. If I double click, it's open here, and so it's open the camera in flatland, where you can really go to minute details and do a lot of stuff. But it's more specialized. We'll treat that, and you have to learn to use flatland first. So it's important to understand a few things about the camera units, the axis. Let's even stop me from drawing the thing, just the axis. Don't draw. Okay. Okay, it's what we call a right-hand system. I'm gonna try, but with this crazy camera, it's gonna be difficult. It's a right-hand system. So let me cheat a little bit. No, we can't do that. Yeah, you can see my face here. I'm gonna use this monitor, right-hand camera. So this is same order than the color. Finger 1, red, right hand. Finger 2, green. Finger 3, blue, red, green, blue. X, Y, Z, red, green, blue, X, Y, Z. And we call it a right-hand system because left hand here is reverse. So you can't rotate, you can't move it to go to your right hand to your left hand. You need a symmetry. So there is 2 types of axes, and that's the whole history of computer graphics. So right hand, and in fact the position is right hand, Z in your face is a default position camera in your eye. In fact, 0 is in your eye. That's how it's set by default. But this is just computer graphics, so we're very flexible with a lot of these. So bye bye. I didn't want it to show me, but I needed to show you my hands. So the in your face, the advantage of this system is like XY is facing you, like the traditional 2D axis. You can see here like X go from left to right in the default position, Y go from bottom to top, the vertical axis, and blue go from back to front. There is no unit, or in fact there is unit, but there is no, it's not meter, it's not centimeter, it's just units, it's just mathematics. And you can see the small pyramids here on the axis. The back of the pyramid here are aligned with the axis. That's good to know in case. But now you're going to tell me how you move a camera. Oh, yes. So let's take a fixed camera and we'll do that. If it's locked, it will manifest. See, if it's locked for this reason, or if it's locked because it's the camera itself, it's locked, it will pop up this big thing, and you will know it's locked and that something is wrong. So now I unlock the camera and make sure that the camera is not locked here. Fine, now I can move it. So how you do? First, you click with the middle click anywhere in the interface. You click with the middle click, and once you click with the middle click, you start in edit mode. And when you start edit mode, the wheel is what we call a dolly. It makes you further, closer. The mouse rotates. If you middle click and you drag, you can move in the screen space. You can move left, right, up, down. There is the O key, like orthogonal. We flip you from an orthogonal mode, when you have more the mathematical projection, no perspective. And here, if you do O again, you're flipping the perspective. There is some keys which are really useful, like X, align you with the X-axis, Y, Z, it's more when you censored. So for example, if I really want to reset everything, I will do Control Shift F4. I'm in the middle, Z in your face. So X will align with X. If Shift X will align with the other side. Same thing for Y, X, Shift Y, Z, Shift Z. It just align with the default thing. And see, it's still moving. F4, remember, will focus you in flatland, but we're not going to use that now. But so what's happened? I'm still in edit mode. Once I'm enter edit mode, if I click with the left button, now I validated the position. It's in fact, when you enter edit mode, if you can do a lot of manipulation like this, and if you want to go back to where you were, you hit the right button. Right button is cancel. Left button say, okay, I accept the new position. But it's nice sometimes, you're here and you want to see something behind, or you want to check something, and you just cancel and you go back to where you were. So middle click to enter editing. All the above, all what we say, the different combination keys and so on, to do that. And if you're happy, left click to validate, or right click to go back to the position. And be careful, know what you edit. Here, for example, if I go to TK here, I'm still editing this one, so I have to select a camera in the TK, and now I'm editing the TK. And I will validate this. And then I want to go back to tuto view, so I go to tuto view and I click on the camera to say, okay, that's this camera I want to edit, not the other one. I think we covered most of it. See you next time, and next time we will touch flatland, flatland, these things here. And so we'll show you eventually how to edit your camera, how to edit few stuff. See you, bye bye.